Hey everybody, my name is Ian Williams, also known as Ian of Austin, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about eXp and why it is the brokerage of choice for so many people. Why is it growing so quickly? I'm also a co-founder of the Genexus Group, which is a team sort of structure under eXp with a business partner of mine, Dustin Sartoris. We've been with eXp for about a year now. You know, before eXp, before I was even in real estate, I was a corporate trainer for a Fortune 100 company. I was in the IT division, and it was a pharmaceutical company. So, you know, I have some credibility in the world. I've traveled the world. I've been to a lot of places. I've seen a lot of things, and I'm one of those people who evaluates opportunity very well. I think that I evaluate opportunity well, and it's so interesting with eXp. It's one of those companies that chased when I had first gotten into real estate, and I said, you know, I'm loyal. I'm not going to listen. And I was just stubborn, just like many people are. And I'm a Taurus originally. You know, before they changed the signs, I was a Taurus, and so I wouldn't hear anybody out. And then finally, I sat down and I said, well, okay, I've been with another firm for a little while. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what eXp has to offer? And then I sat down, and that day I was ready to switch. And that almost happens. That's a similar story to most people if they just give it a chance. And so that's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to clear up a couple things for eXp, whether you have or have not heard about it, and hopefully get you excited. I'm excited, and I'm excited to share this with you. So let's go on into it. So first, we'll talk about the company itself. We're a cloud-based brokerage, which means we don't have a physical presence, so to speak. I mean, we're physical agents, we're people that run the company, but there's no brick and mortar. That's a big deal, which means we know a lot about technology, and that we don't have any kind of franchise fees or desk fees. It's an agent-owned company. We're stock-based, baby. We have stock. Okay, there's a retirement strategy and not just the stock. I'll tell you a little more about what that retirement strategy is, but know that it is a long-term career path for an agent, for a team leader, for a broker associate, whatever it is you want to be. You have that opportunity as a trainer or even as an employee. eXp is a growing company. So one thing that I really appreciate is Jason Guessing and how he handles himself and handles discussions about the company as the CEO. I mean, this guy, he's so humble. He's down to earth. I've had conversations with him, and he comes off as a regular guy, but obviously he's in a fantastic position and leading an amazing company. You know, he's a doctor of law. Right? So we know this guy is intelligent, and he has a 100% satisfaction rate with members of eXp, employees and agents of eXp. 100%. He's the kind of guy that if there was a brick and mortar store and we had, like, let's say janitors, he would know that janitor's name. Like, that's the CEO I want, and that's who we have. He's somebody that we can reach out and talk to and know that he's there for us. That's a big deal. I've worked for other places where it was almost like a daydream to have a conversation with the CEO. Then there's Vicky. Vicky has been all over the place. She's been with Keller Williams. She had a team there. She's got coaching experience, training experience. Shoot, she's been with Disney. Leadership positions at Disney's like the biggest company in the world right now. I mean, they bought Marvel. Then they bought Sony. I mean, they have Pixar. Disney's everywhere, and she's been right there with them, helping them lead the way. Scott here, he's been the chief technology officer for over 20 years, delivering software as a service. A lot of people don't even know what that is. Basically, it's what is running our current world, like Zillow, any products that are out there, software products that are out there. He probably has had some kind of influence. That, you know, that's a bold statement. He's had a lot of influence in the technology world. Let's just say it that way. In the industry, in the technology related to the industry, including the Real Estate Standards Organization. So Scott, you know, a man after my own heart. I'm a technology guy. I really appreciate that they brought him on. In fact, Inman even wrote about him. Inman News wrote about him, saying that he is an industry leader that was absorbed into eXp. So it's great to hear. You've got me over here. I'm what is my acronym? I've got my PADI certification. I'm a scuba diver. I mean, I do other things too. I just wanted to put some letters up there. I also have a marketing degree from a university. I've got a couple other things under my belt. I'm working on a few of my real estate designations, but it's not about me. You know who it's about? It's about you, right? So if you have never been an agent and you're going into real estate, you're going to need to choose a broker. If you're looking for a change, if you've been in real estate for a little while and you think, I wonder if there's anything better out there, here's your chance. Or if you have a large team, eXp can handle that. In fact, might even help your team to flourish a little better than it is today. It's all up to you. This is where you have that opportunity. Don't close those doors like I did, a couple of years back. So the next thing we have is what does eXp offer? What makes eXp different? I'm just going to gloss over it here and we'll go back more into what the industry problems and solutions are in just a moment. But first, it's agent-centric. It's agent-first marketing and technology. They make sure that agents are able to do their jobs effectively. Long-term, it's very beneficial. Your ROI as an agent or even as an employee is tremendous. Commission rates are competitive and the flexibility is unheard of. There's just so much that you can do. Now, we obviously abide by all ethical, moral rules and industry standards, TREC regulations. I'm in Texas, so I've got the Texas Real Estate Commission to adhere to. But generally, if you get rid of those bodies, or if you stop considering those bodies, we're open. We're an open community where we can do a lot of things. So the problems, what happens in real estate today? There is a lot of overhead. There are a lot of buildings with mahogany office desks that cost a lot of money. And who do you think is paying for that? It's got to be the agents. It's not just the clients. It's got to be the agents too. It's coming out of the agent's check. Locally confined, you have Joe Bob's broker. They have a radius of 25 miles and then that's it. They're not going to go down anything further than that and try to take care of a person because that's what they're used to. That's what they know. That's the limitation of their technology and their ability. Growth incentives aren't really there. You hear profit sharing, but I'm going to talk about the difference between profit sharing and what eXp offers here in a minute. And then the technology. Oh my gosh, if I see another realtor or agent, sales agent, paste a link that doesn't do anything. It might take the client to a picture of a house, but then after that, that client's lost in the ether. Oh, it's terrible in this industry. So what do? We're a cloud office. So automatically off the bat, we lose that overhead, which means it's translated back into profit essentially for not only the company, but for the agents. We don't have to take as much tax, if you will. Paperless transactions, again, environmentally friendly, ease of access anywhere that you are, and then the desk fees are non-existent. Let's talk about training. I know training is vitally important for so many people, and we have just videos, a lot of very detailed and in-depth video training for agents of all levels, agents with all levels of production. And that's great if you just want to watch something when you want to watch it and for it to be available. But we also have live training. You might think to yourself, Ian, how do we have live training if you're in the cloud? Well, that's an easy answer. Actually, what happens is you go into the cloud as an entity with your avatar, and you go up to this training class. You sit in class like normal, and this person's able to engage. This instructor is able to engage with you and have that conversation. You're in class. If you've ever done a webinar, it's kind of like that, except you can see the person moving and talking and what they're presenting a little better, right? It's their avatar, which is a semblance of them, so it's closer than just a webinar. Coaches and mentors exist within eXp. In fact, my business partner, when we started our team, right away, he actually became a mentor for eXp just so that he can enhance the team along with my training. We enhance the team, my training background. We enhance the team and we're able to help our agents get up to speed quicker. It's that return on investment, Referral networks are rampant within eXp. We've got groups here, Facebook Workplace, If you've ever heard of that, Slack, I mean, we've got networks all over the place. eXp, we're a loyal crew. Strategic alliances. Now, this is really important because it helps us do things like get free, sort of free services on a lot of things. And when I say free, I gotta be careful with that word. We've got a world-class CRM that comes with just being a member in eXp, which I'll cover later. Relevant. We stay on top of technology. We just hired this guy who knows all about the industry and its technology. Plus, you have agents that are used to working in the cloud, which means they already know what it takes to be a little technologically savvy. And even if they're not, we can get them up to speed with that. But like I said, Facebook Workplace, Slack, the virtual world, this CRM that's automated from start to finish, it is fantastic. All paperless too. Team building. You can build a team at eXp. If you don't want to, that's fine. Be a solo agent, right? You have those opportunities. You have that flexibility. Revenue share is something that is game changing for people who want an incentive to invite others beyond just to help them. Now, obviously you want your fellow agents or friends or whoever to do well. And that's why you say, you know what, I made this decision. I think you could benefit from it too. You should check out eXp. Well, that's great. If they check out eXp, now there's a monetary incentive and it blows profit share out of the water. I'll come back to that later. I know I keep talking about it, but I don't want to spill the beans just yet. There's equity in the company by way of stock, and then icon agents they reign king around here, right? So an icon agent is somebody who not only have they capped, but they've produced enough GCI where they have actually doubled their cap, and then something magical happens, something miraculous. You actually get your cap back in stock. So you don't really lose anything because it gets put right back in your virtual pocket for when you're ready to retire or as equity into the company. It's unheard of. Plus there are some additional benefits. You get some added support and a couple other things, increased profitability through rev share. So being an icon agent is obviously the goal. Everybody wants to do that because that means you've doubled your cap and you're flying high as an agent. So where did we come from? Now, eXp is not an old company. I don't know the dates, but what I do know is that just late 2015, there were only 1,000 agents. And this isn't just in Texas. This is United States, worldwide even. In 2016, just at about third quarter, we had 1,800. And then we move up to 3,000 early first quarter of 2017. And right now, 6,000. We have more than 6,000 agents. It's been rated as one of the best places to work by Glassdoor. Look it up. It's amazing. And right around the corner, we don't know what's going to happen. 2019 is almost, we're already at 2018. We're celebrating New Year. So 2019, we have no clue. We could be at 16,000 agents. We can grow 10,000 agents. You don't want to wait for that. We're like the Bitcoin of real estate. If you didn't invest 5 years ago, you better hop on that train because it's coming and either you're left behind or you're left behind. Or you already made out. So let's talk about the fees, the structure, the commission breakdown. A lot of people get caught up in the numbers for whatever brokerage they're interviewing. Now, when I say caught up, I'm not saying that it's not important. It is vitally important that you understand what you're getting yourself into financially and when considering the mathematical ramifications. So let's talk. It's broken down into 3 sections. You have the $99 one-time startup fee and the $450 university fee. Now, what's important to note is that $450 only comes out of your first transaction. It only comes out of your first transaction. Why? Well, because eXp knows that if you're an agent starting out or you're transitioning to a new broker, you don't want to just toss money their way. No, they want to earn it. They want to provide you a value first, and then you compensate them in return for all the work that they put into it. And that's an annual fee, but they're always updating their training. I mean, seriously, there's so much in here available for you. Like I said, not just live, but also all the video content that they have as well. In the middle here, you've got the $50 monthly fee. So that covers all of your amazing software. And then you have on the right-hand side, your transactional type fees. You have your E&O, so this $55 section, you have your E&O, and then you have the compliance review by the broker or the assistants, okay? So they take time out of for every transaction multiple times to review, especially in my case, right? Because I might have a couple files come in here and there and lackadaisically. So they have to look at they have to manage it. And so they charge a little bit for that. It's not a lot at all. It's really a little bit of nothing when you consider how much work is involved and how many people are watching and helping to make sure that your files are compliant. 5% can go to stock, 20% can go to the brokerage. Remember, if you double cap or you become an Icon agent, all of that ends up going back into your stock. And then you get 80% or 75% if you opt in for the stock. So 80% is yours. Let's see what other agents think after being part of eXp. I'm actually just going to read this bottom one over here to the right. Cutting edge web tools and countrywide collaboration make eXp highly competitive and one of the fastest growing brokerages in the U.S. I could not have chosen a better company to be paramount in our industry. And this is a guy in Oklahoma. I think I've driven through Oklahoma once. I forgot all about it already. But that's how powerful it is. Even in Oklahoma and in California and in Texas and in Chicago, everywhere that eXp has a presence, and everywhere that they're going to soon have a presence, it's pretty impressive. People love the place, love the company. So I know I'm already at Q&A. Let me talk about this MLM thing. People ask, is eXp an MLM? And I try to tell them, and I'm blunt with it. I'll say, look, if you're in business and you're not the CEO, then you're in an MLM. You're one of the layers within a pyramid scheme, right? Because you think about it, there's a CEO at the top, and there's executive management or board of directors, and then there's middle management and all that, and you're probably one of the worker bees, right? It's not a straight line. It's not a straight line. So yeah, it's like an MLM if you consider every company an MLM. But what they're really getting at is the revenue share. So let me go in and explain. Profit share is, let's say you work for a company and they make $1 million, right? So you've got 1,000 agents, they make $1 million. Well, that's great. And then you got to take a step back and say, wait a minute, that's just the net. I'm sorry, that's just the gross. They grossed $1 million. What's the net? Well, after you pay all the fees to everybody and you cover the franchise costs and you separate it out to all the operating partners, it ends up being $100,000 that they net. Right? So you go from $1 million to $100,000. And then they say, let's take that $100,000 and split it among all the agents, and we'll call this profit sharing. Well, eXp said, hold on, let's flip that upside down. That's one of the things that doesn't incentivize people enough. They think it does because it's more than what they're getting. It's almost like a bonus, except when they realize what revenue is versus profit, it completely changes their tune. And so that same office that has $1 million in income with 1,000 agents, they don't do this whole, let's figure out the net first and let's split it all. No. They say, you have $1 million, let's spread that wealth with our agents because our agents own us. So they spread that $1 million into profit sharing. Into revenue sharing, which is a much better effect than profit sharing. So instead of getting a 24-cent check for one agent that you have that you brought in with you, no, you might get a $2,000 check. But I don't want you to get the wrong impression. It's not about recruiting. It's just when you're truthfully and honestly helping somebody come in and join this amazing brokerage, you deserve to be incentivized for it, and eXp recognizes that, and so they give you a commensurate financial gain as a result. But really, you're helping someone else, and so eXp helps you for it. So that's why people might say it's an MLM. So you do have some agents that'll just go out there and that's all they'll do, recruit, and then you'll never hear from them again. But that's not what eXp is about. Not all agents do that. So if you do know an agent that does that, please let me know. That's not cool. You want somebody who believes in the company, who works for the company, who is a realtor or someone who's out there to truly help people. And we'll leave it at that. So discount brokerages. The funny part is I don't think people do math when they ask about discount brokerages. Because this example, 450, if it's a $450 per transaction fee and you have 24 transactions, that's almost $11,000. $11,000 is a lot of money. It sounds like a cap to me. But that, we're not even considering if you're not getting helped. If you're not getting any kind of signs or any kind of software or anything like that, websites, you get all that with eXp with your cap, and then you have the chance to make your cap back. Do you think a discount brokerage is going to give you your cap back? I don't know. I don't think that's how they work. That's not their business model, right? Their business model is to sound like they're discounting you, giving you a discount, and then next thing you know, you're paying out the same amount because you didn't do the math up front. And then what if you go to a client's house for a listing and they say, well, will you reduce your commission? Okay, well, eXp, if you don't provide value, people are going to ask you that question. eXp, they don't have to discount their cap because they know that they provide plenty of value. You get well worth that cap within. And if you join a team, your cap is different. Your cap is like half if you're part of a team. So that's definitely another consideration. So please just do the math, do the logical steps when you're evaluating your different brokerages, whatever they are. Will I lose clients if I've never heard of eXp? So if you're not branding yourself well, you're going to lose clients anyway. It doesn't matter who the brokerage is at that point. The agent is who the client is ultimately working with. In most cases, there might be a name recognition for a few. I'll give you an example. You might hear Prudential, right, because of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett doesn't have anything to do with that company. I mean, not really, not anymore. He doesn't deal with real estate. I mean, it's an investment for him, sure, but he's kind of far removed from it, in my opinion. I'll say everything's in my opinion because I don't want to get in trouble in case I'm wrong. No, but look it up. Seriously, look it up. I don't think that you have too much of a concern. And statistically, just even talk to your friends. Shoot, yourself. Do you remember who the heck the realtor was with that worked with your mother or your cousin? No, you don't know what broker they were with. You know who they are, and that's only because you called your cousin an ass a week ago. So if you want to learn more, look, my name is Ian of Austin. I've got a couple links here. I've got my Join eXp link, which will take you to a site that tells you a little more about eXp. There's some videos on there. Or you can do the talk link. So the talk link, that actually takes you straight to a contact card on your phone, and it will allow you to download that and save it. So you've got all my contact information. So if you just want to chat a little more, we can do that. If you want to text back and forth, email me, it's all in there. So that's http://ianofAustin.in/join-exp. I'm Ian of Austin. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, like I said, you've got that talk link. You can always comment as well. Subscribe, like, anything. I appreciate all conversations. So I hope to hear from you, and I hope that this was a value add and answers some of your questions about eXp. Until then, have a great one. Ian of Austin out.